Kids, welcome to Come Rant With Me, a.k.a. 99 Rant Balloons, a.k.a. Can You Smell What the Rant Is Cooking? I'm your host, Matt Gorman. I'm here with my friend and producer, co-host, David Huey Hayman.
Someone sent help.
And yeah, this is Come Rant With Me. This is a podcast where we talk about bullshit that pisses us off in the world, little things, unimportant things, just those things that get under your skin. You gotta talk about them, otherwise they drive you fucking crazy. And, today's one of those days we just gotta do it. So, this week my guest is stand-up comedian FOAD HP. But before we get to him, I just got to talk about... So normally I try to generalize, say like general things, but today I got to get specific, and I got to talk about the worst fucking computer company in the business, and they are known by the four-letter word known as Dell. Dell is the fucking worst. Okay? So I bought a laptop about 6 months ago, right? I bought it off a guy off Kijiji. Sure, my fault. But in my defense, the laptop was new in the box and it was still under warranty for 90 days. The reason I know that is because about a week after I got it, the fucking laptop broke. The fan stopped working. I got this big beeping blue screen of death saying, take your laptop in for repair. So that's cool. It was still under warranty. I sent it in. It took them about 3 weeks. Eventually they gave it back to me, all fixed. Great. So come to 6 months later, I'm a little bit rough with my stuff sometimes, I drop shit, so I think I dropped the laptop once or twice, so the laptop starts shutting down on its own. The screen just shuts off in the middle of when I'm doing something. So I call up Dell. They're like, they can't repair my laptop because it's not my name on the ownership. It's some other fucker's name. And I can't get the name changed because the guy that I bought it from I can't get in touch with. So meanwhile, any other fucking company in the world, you want to pay them to fix your shit? They take your shit and they fix it for you. But these guys, my name has to be registered on the fucking account, otherwise they refuse to fix my thing. Anyway, moving on. So then I eventually got in touch with the guy that I bought it from. I gave it to him. He took it into Dell so that they could fix it. They tell him it needs a new motherboard. Great, a motherboard. How much is that going to cost? It's going to cost about $400. Okay, fine, whatever. Fix it. I want the fucking laptop back. This is Dell's top-of-the-line laptop, right? So they take my laptop in. I wait 2 weeks. I call the guy again. He's like, the motherboard is on back order, and they don't know how long it's going to take to get in. This is your fucking flagship laptop that you advertise like crazy, the XPS 13, but you can't fucking fix it for me? Not only can they not fix it for me, but they are on such back order, they don't even know when the part's going to come in. So they refuse to even hold on to my laptop. They have to send my laptop back to me, and then I can take it, and I have to wait. I have to have it in my possession. I have to wait for them to get this fucking part back and stuff. Then I can ship it back to them again. Then they'll fucking fix it for me for $500+. Like, are you fucking kidding me? This is your flagship. It's a brand. This isn't a 10-year-old laptop that is hard to find the parts. This is a 6-month-old laptop. Top of the line, your best fucking laptop, and you can't fucking fix it? Unbelievable. It's ridiculous. I can't stand them. I will never buy another Dell again. I highly recommend none of you do either, because it's the fucking worst company in the business. Ugh! Had to get that off my chest. So frustrating. End rant. Anyway, today my guest, we had a great conversation with stand-up comedian FOAD HP. This is me popping my cherry and actually having a guest on who I don't know at all. He was recommended to me by my friend and former guest, Jonathan Shabu. He told me that FOAD is a funny guy and I should have him on, and he was not wrong. We had a great conversation about many a topic, and I laughed harder than I have laughed in a long fucking time at something that Huey said, and you'll find out when you listen. So have a listen. I hope you like it. Fuck Dell, and enjoy. Peace.
Shabu recommended FOAD. I wrote Shabu yesterday to find someone,
right,
and he recommended FOAD.
So FOAD HP is your name?
FOAD HP. My last name is Hassanpour, but
Hassanpour?
Since I started writing and doing stand-up, I just shortened it to HP. It's just much easier, and it's a little more catchy.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of.
I think it's cool.
yeah, for sure. Everyone's always like curious, like, what does HP stand for? I'm like, it's just my last name. I just shortened it. It's.
I work in a world of music, so like whether it's like Ali X or whatever, I
right.
Like that shit.
I guess in music,
it's a brand.
It's
cool, man.
Yeah, for sure. It
can just be FHP. Just
FHP,
like
yeah.
FHP in the podcast.
What up? And I don't know. I've been very good with being consistent with my branding. All my social media is FOAD HP.
Nice.
I know a lot of comics who like their Instagram is like comedian Steve Allen, and then their Twitter's like Steve Allen Comedy Fun. Like what the fuck? No one's gonna find you, Steve.
Yeah.
Get your shit together.
Sorry, so how do you know Shabu? Do you do improv also?
I do. I know Shabu. Actually, I know him through York University. We did some work with a theater production company there, like extracurricular called Vania College Productions.
Okay.
And that's where I met him.
Cool.
And then when I was auditioning for Second City for a couple of years, last year I got House Code. This year I'm doing Bob Curry with Shabu. So we kind of like reconnected through Second City. So right now we're in a program together at Second City called the Bob Curry Fellowship.
Right. Yeah, we were talking to him about that.
It's a diversity kind of initiative on their end. So
how's that going?
It's going well. It's a very large group. There's 16 of us because they do it every other year. So it's like a massive group of people.
Oh, I didn't even know. I thought this was the first year. I didn't.
This
know
is the second year.
Oh, okay.
The first one was in 2015.
Okay.
And it's going well. Like it's very intensive. Like we had a writing workshop with Jen Goodhue, who is one of the writers for Baroness Von Sketch. So we're getting a lot of exposure to a lot of really cool things, and getting to learn from a lot of very skilled people in the industry. So that, I'm really grateful for that. But my first love is still stand-up.
Yeah.
I love that so much more than improv, because improv can be kind of kooky and zany, and like stand-up can too. But I've spent I'm almost 5 years in with stand-up, and I'm starting to really make some ground. So it's nice that I'm getting this stuff with Second City as well. But stand-up is where my heart is.
Cool. Well, let's get into it. Let's start the podcast and see what happens. So
let's do it.
FOAD, thanks for coming out.
Thanks
for coming.
Thanks for having me, man. I'm excited to be here.
Cool. Give us a one sentence who you are and what you do.
My name is FOAD HP. I'm a stand-up comic, an actor, an improviser, and a writer.
Cool. Sweet. So the next thing we do on the show, little segment we do, like a question and answer thing. The idea behind this is I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and I'm going to give you two options, and you have to pick one or the other. And you're always going to you might like both things, but you're always going to like one more than the other. And whatever you decide will kind of tell us a little bit about who you are, or you don't have to pick one of the two. If you have a different answer completely, then go in a different direction.
I'll play by the rules. I listened to a few episodes before.
Oh, you did? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
So
all right,
specifically
so
the Shabu one, which was kind of funny because you thought he was from Iran, and I'm actually from Iran. I'm like, maybe he can recycle some of those questions.
Oh shit! We'll have you guys back another time. And, should we do the Sunni and Shia thing again? No, we're not gonna do that. That was a big mistake. We should have you two guys on together though, and then we can just confuse.
Yeah, an Iraqi and an Iranian.
Oh
yeah.
shit!
Like which one's which? But also we're pretty like light complexion Iraqi and Iranian guys.
Yeah.
Like I have pink nipples, and those are white people nipples. So. Like how brand am I really?
I didn't know that the nipples were the deciding factor on your brownness.
It's huge, yeah. Pink nipples are white people nipples.
Oh wow!
And like everyone thinks that the world has pink nipples because of how prevalent pink nipples are in porn. But it's the brown nipples are like the majority of the planet.
Really?
And those are non-white nipples. But I got those pink nipples.
Fuck, we gotta get some brown nipple porn going. There's
I'm
a whole
all
market.
about that. There's
You're
some
all
categories.
over it already?
Yeah.
Okay,
There's
cool.
categories for that shit.
Oh yeah. Next time I'm going searching porn, I'll search brown nipples.
That's how it should be. It should be like a gradient, right? Like you put it like one of those swatches. You put it up to her nipples, and then you can decide
how brown you are.
Where you get
brown on
classified.
brown hangers. That's what I like.
Cool. Let's start with our normal one. Smooth or crunchy? Peanut butter wise.
Oh, I thought we were still talking about MILFs.
Or nipples.
Crunchy nipples would be a bad thing. That's like see a doctor, I think.
For sure, yeah. You need to, but let's go with crunchy.
Crunchy? Correct answer.
Give me some texture.
According to me, not to Huey. What was his nickname is Huey, by the way. That's why
I figured that's who you were talking about. Like, unless you got like an imaginary friend.
Guy here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the Brad Pitt to your Fight Club. Like he's in here too. You guys don't see him? Start punching yourself in the face.
Oh god. That was a classic movie. Anyway.
That was a classic.
Coupon or coupon?
Coupon.
Damn it.
What the fuck is coupon?
It's the thing that you use to purchase things at discount prices.
But it's not like QUEPON.
I know.
Yeah, we learned it before we learned how to read. I think,
man.
honestly, yeah.
I don't know. It's this weird thing that me and Hayman I thought I was alone. Then I started the podcast and Hayman was like, coupon, obviously. And then, but now everyone that comes in is coupon. So
I've never said the word coupon in my life.
Now you have. You just said it.
Well, yeah.
Coupon.
But yeah, it's weird.
I don't know. Yeah, coupon. It sounds like you're doing extra work.
Yeah.
Coupon instead of just coupon.
It just sounds right to me.
Coupon. That's why they got Groupon.
Boom. Yeah, it's not group.
Coupon.
I don't even know how to say that.
holes in my argument.
Groupon? How would you even say it? It's Groupon. Groupon.
You
Makes
just
sense.
fucked yourself, Hayman.
Boom.
Yeah.
You fucked us
I was
both.
trying to find an angle. I have no excuse.
A couple more, and then we'll see what you want to rant about.
Let's do it.
Piercings or tattoos?
Tattoos.
Yeah, you have any?
Depends. I have 5 tattoos.
Oh yeah, nice.
I like piercings on women a lot. I think it's very sexy.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
like eyebrow and like weird shit like that.
not
Nose
not necessarily like anything crazy. Not excessive like face piercings. I really like nipple piercings on women. I think that's really hot.
Really?
Yeah. I've never had any personal experience with them, so I can't say. Maybe it's impractical and kind of gets in the way. But just aesthetically looking at it, I find it very attractive.
Really?
Yeah.
I find it looks painful. It just makes me like curl up and cringe. Like, oh god, I can't imagine what that must have felt like.
I don't know. I'm not a big breast person. But I feel like I would pay more attention to the breasts if they had nipple piercings.
Some decorations.
Yeah, and like more like crunchy and smooth, more texture in the mouth, right? So there's more going on. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. There's, it's not just like a vanilla nipple. It's got like things going on.
I like that.
Yeah. Huh.
I think. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe because like there's always like, oh, I like this, and then you actually get it. You're like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
So
Report back if you ever
100%.
have that experience. You'll come back on again, and we'll get an update.
definitely an update with like interesting developments in the FOAD HP world.
Curious about that. Monopoly or Scrabble?
Scrabble for sure. I went to university for English. I am definitely a word nerd.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, Scrabble, 100%. And Monopoly is just a garbage game anyway. It's just the
so
most
long.
garbage.
Not
Yeah, it
played
takes
right.
so long, and like the outcome is always gonna be the same, and it's just a stupid game. I liked it when I was a kid, but that's a lot of things I liked as a kid were because I was a dumb kid and I didn't know any better. Now that I'm an adult, I'm like, this is garbage. Get this out of my face. Anytime anyone brings like, and like, there's all these like different types of Monopoly, but it's all the same game. Like it's all like Star Wars Monopoly and Warcraft. Like I don't give a shit. Get this out of my face, bro.
Yeah.
Give me something to think about.
Yeah, it's capitalism. It's just like who has the most money. Let's make a game about like going bankrupt and being poor and destitute. You know? It's like,
I'm already living that. I don't need to like play the game version of that. Like let me just give me something else. Give me something to take me away from. Like I'm not gonna go.
Real life.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I go to movies, right? To experience something vicariously that I wouldn't normally. So like, give me something that I can experience that I'm not already living. Don't gamify my life. Don't fucking tell me this is a joke. Like I already know it is. I don't need to be reminded.
Window or aisle?
Let's say window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any reason?
It's just kind of fun, especially at night, seeing the lights of the city kind of coming down. I think it's always a good
That's
time.
me too. I love looking out the window. When I was a kid, I could spend the whole flight looking out the window, just like the amazement.
It's a good time.
Incredible
Yeah,
it is. And even now, I still can, during takeoff and landing, usually by mid-flight, I'm like, I'm going to watch a movie. But like, yeah, at takeoff, when you're seeing the city disappear, and it's like pretty incredible.
For sure. And now I think there's a lot of cool stuff. Like I keep seeing stuff on Reddit where people have like things drawn on top of the building. Like there's one building in Ohio that has these giant spiders drawn on it, but they're like very like realistic 3D looking giant spiders. So it looks like there's giant spiders on this building.
Whoa, that's cool.
So that's gotta be fun to see. And then there's another one where some state, I'm not sure what it is, but someone wrote like "Welcome to a different state." So like people seeing it, they're like, "Hey, we're in the wrong place." Obviously, they're in the right place, but this person's just trolling them. So there's a lot of cool things to like see looking out the window.
Fuck, I want to fly over Ohio now.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. That spider thing.
Every time those carts come by, if I'm in the aisle, I'll get my elbow nicked, and I'm like, "Dude, get that shit out of my face."
Yeah, I feel you. Batman or Superman?
Superman.
Yeah.
Just because he could kill Batman instantly, and everyone likes Batman way too much for how pathetic he is.
Yeah, I know the whole Batman versus Superman movie was a bit like, couldn't Superman just like flick him? And he would be pulverized.
Yeah,
all of his
Superman
bones.
is physically invulnerable. He could just like fly through Batman at whatever speed he flies at, and Batman would literally explode.
Yeah,
like he's still a person. Right. Whereas this is like an alien with an incredible amount of power. So Superman, hands down. But if I had to choose, I'd say neither, because capes are stupid. Anyone who wears a cape is an idiot.
So who's your hero? Who's your superhero then? If you have to pick one.
I want to say... Who do I want to say? I want to say Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That giant dick.
Yeah,
Can't
giant
beat
giant
that
blue
giant
dick.
blue cock.
And it was
They
like
put it in the movie too.
Yeah,
I was
you
surprised
had
because I read
to.
the comic and then you saw the movie and you're like, holy shit! I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are they gonna do about that? But this
What is he? The
giant
character's
blue
a
cock.
giant blue dick?
You've never seen
he's-
Watchmen?
No.
Oh, he's this giant blue guy that's naked all the time.
He's not. Yeah, he's not necessarily giant.
not giant all the time.
He can be. He's basically like energy.
Okay.
Manifest as like he was a person. He died and then he kind of reformed himself.
Right.
And he's essentially God. He's like he's like the most accurate depiction of a God that I've seen. He's very indifferent. He doesn't care. None of these things, like all these human problems that people have, don't bother him. He's like, I don't really care about any of this.
Yeah, and he doesn't care about human life. He's not a superhero in that, like, I can't let anyone die.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, everyone will die. That'll be cool.
Yeah, he's not altruistic. He's just
Yeah.
like, well, if you're dead or alive, the molecular compounds are still the same. Like nothing's really changing.
Right.
Just like a very small change. And he has the power to, bring you back to life, but he doesn't care enough to do it. He's like, why? What does it matter?
Yeah.
You're gonna die anyway.
Right.
Why would I stop you now so you can die later?
Yeah.
So he's amazing. Yeah, Dr. Manhattan's a really cool dude.
Yeah, the giant blue
Who
cock.
played him in the movie?
Billy Crudup.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
nice.
But it was all... You never saw Billy Crudup's face. It's like animated.
Yeah. You
But
saw him briefly when he was a scientist.
Oh, yeah,
and
at the
then
very beginning.
And then
Oh,
he
yeah.
You
dies.
should watch Watchmen, dude. Watchmen is a
Doesn't
great
look like
movie.
him at all.
It's no,
crazy.
it's really good.
It's a
All you
great-
do see is ween.
Yeah, he's got a blue penis.
giant.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like
not giant.
well, you're probably not looking
Well,
at the right
and
picture.
then
he
there's this-
grows to be like
Yeah.
the size of the Empire State Building.
Oh,
and
he's
his
a
cock
he's a
grows-
grower.
Yeah, he's definitely a grower, not a shower for
Yeah,
sure.
okay, fair enough, fair enough.
But you know what? Because he reforms himself like as this blue being. So he's a modest man too, because he could have made that cock giant if he wanted to. He decided to go with like a regular
Just
size.
like average,
Yeah.
proportional, good proportions.
Yeah,
I
you
don't know,
know?
guys, it looks average to me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I should add that into the question. Shower or grower?
But again, I feel like that goes to show how realistic a depiction of God he is. Because if there was a God, then that God would not be concerned with the size of his penis. He wouldn't be like,
God would be female.
boom.
That's true too.
Yeah. Someone that creates life, for sure, female.
Yeah.
Definitely not male, 100%.
Yeah.
He definitely wouldn't have pecs like this. He wouldn't press.
And those six-pack
Yo,
abs.
bro, you lift?
Beach or pool?
Pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're Iraqi, I would just assume you like the sand, but I guess you're trying to.
I'm
stay
not.
away.
I'm Iranian.
Oh, Iranian. Fuck.
I'm Persian.
I can't get it right. I can't get it right.
Yeah, no, just because I feel like with pool, I don't know. Like beaches, they're always so crowded.
Yeah.
And not to say that pools can't be. Pools can definitely be overcrowded as well. But I don't know. It's just I have a lot of really fun memories from being a kid and going to pools and stuff. And I just like pools. And not every beach has, and not every pool as well also has like something high to jump off of into the water. But
Right.
some pools have like giant diving boards and not all the beaches I can go swimming in. Like if I go to the beaches here in Toronto, I don't really want to go in that water.
Yeah. That's an old. The water is fine, man.
Is it?
That was in the 80s. All that shit. There's beaches here that have beautiful.
Yeah?
Yeah. If you go to specifically if you go to Ward's Island, if you take the ferry
Yeah.
to the island and then go on the beach on the opposite side, so you're facing away from the city.
Yeah.
The water's beautiful over
Yeah,
there.
but if
man.
you go down to like Woodbine Beach and
Yeah, it's all fine. Like it's not like back in the day when it was
Yeah,
like,
so it's just like
Ontario's
a-
polluted and
it's
all
just
that.
like a myth.
Yeah, that's
Okay, that's
a
good to
while
know.
ago. Yeah, there's some nice beaches. And I discovered a bunch of beaches in the last couple of years, like working on films and shit that I never knew. And I've lived in the city my whole life, but I'm finding all these like Sunnyside Beach on the west side of the city, and then like the Bluffers Beach on the east side of the city that I never knew about. And
Yeah.
there's these beautiful sandy beaches that are like right out of fucking like it's not like a shitty Toronto beach, like it's a legit beach.
Nice.
And it's yeah, but
And,
yeah.
and I find pools the temperature can be a little more regulated, whereas like
true.
especially in Canada, like even if it's really warm out, the water's still really cold.
True.
So I'll just go with that. Let's go
Cool.
with pool.
Nothing
Cool,
will
man.
eat you in a pool.
What's that?
Nothing will eat you in a pool.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I'm scared of.
Eating?
I think
No,
that's
someone eating me. Something eating me.
I
in
think
the
that's a
ocean.
very common fear for sure. My
That's
sister
normal.
has like a huge fear of
Oh,
like
yeah.
murky water and
I
things
don't
like
mind the
touching her.
danger. A little bit of danger.
I don't mind it so much, but it can get weird.
Yeah, I feel you. Anyway,
If
cool.
you've been bitten, I've been bitten by jellyfish.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, it's
I've never.
It's not a fun experience.
No, for sure, and it does make you a little uneasy if you can't see into the water, especially if it's like a little murky, like just below. Like what's down there? You have no idea, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's a very normal like part of the human experience because we're not. That's not our world. Like everything else that is in there, that's their world. So like we're an alien in that world, and we're not made to be there. So our mobility is very limited.
Yeah.
Whereas their mobility is perfect, and they can like grab
True.
you and do what they want to you.
Yeah. Cool, man. What do you got something to rant about today? Anything you want to go off about?
Yeah, let's do it. I don't know how long it'll be, but let's get into it. Okay, so the first one.
Passionate.
Passion, yeah. So I'm gonna talk about. It's funny that we talk about the porn industry because I want to talk about porn stars and how people don't respect them and treat them poorly because clearly it's the driving force of the internet, and it wouldn't be the driving force if everyone didn't consume it. It's like everyone is consuming this product, but at the same time they turn around and they shit on these people and they judge them and they call them these terrible things, especially female porn stars. Not so much with male porn stars, but that's just as well with the male porn stars because they do have a longer shelf life in the industry, but they're essentially just a support system for the penis. Like their faces aren't even featured in this thing. They're just like, you better just be a cock, you better be hard, and you better there to fuck, and you better fuck hard, and you better come when we tell you to come, and not a second too soon, or it's so bad. And then with female porn stars, you have essentially a shelf life of 2 years, and after that 2 years, everyone is done with you. No one is interested, and you have to go back to quote unquote regular life. And they go back, and I've read these stories about female porn stars going or trying to return back to regular life, and they find some shitty job somewhere. And they're always driven out of these jobs because these garbage people recognize them, and they come at them in these like really hostile ways, and like, oh, you used to be a porn star, let's go in the washroom and fuck. It's like, no, I was getting paid to do that because that was my job. I don't do that. I'm just a regular person now. But these people can't wrap their minds around that. They're like, no, I saw you fucking, and I've already seen your genitals. Therefore, I'm entitled to fuck you now because I've shared that experience with you, even though you haven't shared it with me. And when they don't get that sort of response from them, then these people turn around and like go report to their bosses or whoever and be like, hey, this person was a porn star. I don't know why that affects their decision, but they're like, well, I can't have a porn star working here. So these people get fired, and they essentially either go back to being porn stars or attempt to, and in which case they get to like more and more hardcore acts, and they slowly start to like get into like the more seedy portions of like the industry of porn,
S&M
and just like like really shady stuff and like really seedy gross things that they have to go through, or they go become a sex worker and then they fall into like addiction and stuff, and a lot of these people are already very damaged and abused prior to going in. So like to have this where they're like, okay, good, thanks, I can make some money, I can like save some money and kind of save for my future, and then like go back to being a regular person, or at least try to have some sort of semblance of a regular life. And then you have these garbage people who can't understand that there's a separation between what you see on the screen and who they are outside of the screen. And they like attack them with this like hostility and this vitriol, and it just like just bothers me so much because they get so much from these people and these porn stars, and they
so
love
much joy.
And they love consuming it, right? And they love it, and clearly everyone does because it's so big on the internet. It is the internet, and then for them to like consume it like that so avidly, and then turn around and just like shit on them when the second they get an opportunity to, because they're not giving them that thing that they want, like they're entitled to something from them. Like, fuck you.
I think it might be like taking the illusion, like people want that illusion, right? I actually got offered a job on a show that was like not as an actor obviously, but like a softcore porn show to be an assistant director on, and I didn't take the job because for a multitude of reasons, but I actually heard stories about that shoot, and I heard these things about these women who would like be using a vibrator, a dildo, whatever, and then they call cut, and the actress would be like, take this thing away from me. Oh, I'm so sick of this, whatever. And all the guys on set would be like, no, you looked like you were enjoying it so much. So it's like the illusion being taken away is almost more devastating. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not that I think you're gross. It's that I want to believe that you love sex so much, you'll fuck anyone that comes through the door.
Exactly.
And if you break that illusion, then like you're taking that away from me. That's my reality. And don't take my reality away from me, because I need to believe that all these women just love to fuck everything that moves, and that I have a chance with them. That's the big thing. You know?
Yeah, I could potentially go out there, find them, and fuck them.
Yeah.
For, you know.
Even strippers, too.
Yeah.
I'm not a big strip club person, but I've been to a bunch of strip clubs, and my favorite is the guys that you go with who actually think they have a chance with the stripper. Like, they believe it, and they buy dances all night, and at the end of the night, they're like, I got her number. She gave me her number. I'm like, that's not her fucking number, man.
Yeah,
That's what she got $500 out of
yeah.
you. That was her night.
For sure.
It's like, do you really believe, like, that's her job?
That number is her bank account. She wants
kept
to
the
deposit.
illusion up. She did her job really fucking well, and then you get mad at her because she lied to you. It's like, that's the whole fucking job, man, is lying. It's you know, it's not real life.
100%. Yeah.
That's the problem with, like, you're talking about with porn, that, like, people have this illusion of, like, how it should be, but, like, it's not real.
Yeah.
It's like a movie, the same way that Star Wars is a movie. Like, none of that shit is real.
Yeah, no one's in space. You know? Like, we can't even
well, there
go
are
to
people
Mars.
in space, but not. They don't, like, shoot lasers and shit.
Definitely,
Yeah.
and they're not.
I mean, I'll
fighting
throw
with
it out
laser
there
swords.
Yeah.
just as the voice of the audience, though. But they are really whores.
Well, they sell their
Like, they're
they
really
sell sex
sluts.
for money. I don't know if they're sluts.
Yeah, I don't like the word slut because it has like a very derogatory connotation, and I feel like it's a term that
Oh, I
people
love
use.
sluts. I didn't mean to say that.
No, but I feel like it does have a very negative connotation, and people have used that to keep women from being sexually empowered, and
Yeah.
from going out and like not, and like that's why we have this myth that like women don't want sex. Women want sex just as much as men.
Right.
All the women I have sex with, like they enjoy sex. I've never
Right.
had sex with a woman, and she's like after she came, she's like I didn't like that. Like
Yeah.
she fucking loved it, and why
Right.
wouldn't she?
People
An
love to
orgasm
fuck.
is
It's
amazing.
the
Everyone
meat.
loves to fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, the reason I don't know if you guys know this, the reason why men have nipples is because everyone starts out female. Everyone starts out female in the womb, and then you either have the two X chromosomes or you have an X and a Y. If you have a Y, then your clitoris and your urethra combine to form the penis. Your ovaries descend, turn your vagina inside out, and become the testicles and the ball sack. So
Fuck.
essentially, we are men come from women, like
Right.
like very literally as well. And to call women sluts, it does have a very negative connotation, and I feel like it's used to keep women from being able to enjoy their sex, so that men can kind of control them and keep them from going out and like fucking a lot of dudes, because
Right.
it's a lot easier for a woman to go out and fuck a dude than for a guy to go out and fuck a woman.
Yeah, and
So-
you got the slut versus stud thing, right?
yeah,
The guy's a
and it's
stud
only
and the girl's a
it's
slut.
One letter difference,
Yeah,
right? You take
exactly.
the L out, put a D in there, and you got
Yeah.
stud.
Yeah.
So I feel like it has a very
To move the T.
Okay, I'm
You
like,
do.
I'm
You
like
do.
doing a lot of backflipping.
No,
in my head.
you
see
do.
the wheels turning in
There
your
is.
head.
You have to rearrange it a little
Yeah.
bit, but it's essentially one letter away. Right?
Yeah,
You-
fully.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't disagree, and I hear what you're saying, Hayman, but at the same time,
But I just proved myself that last go. I'm not smart enough for this conversation. Okay.
that doctor shit was a
And
little
the-
bit. I know everything that you're saying about like everyone starting off as women in theory, but the way you just broke it down like so quickly, like I've never heard it said like that. I was like, oh fuck, that's some like science shit.
That's why.
Science,
That's
this
why
is-
testicles or ball sacks are wrinkly, because it's a vagina inside out. If you like feel the contour of a vagina,
blown.
it's very contour on the inside. It's very wrinkly on this. There's a lot going on in there. If you
crazy.
turn that inside out, it turns into a ball sack. And I know that sumo wrestlers, what they do is they have this technique where they because they wear those giant like diaper things,
Yeah.
and they lift each other up by that. There's a good chance you could rupture your sack from the pressure. So what they do is they push their testicles inside their body, because that opening still exists in men. It's just now our ovaries are hanging outside of our bodies, but you can still physically push your testicles inside your body.
What
and
the fuck?
yeah, so that cavity is still in there, and then obviously the G spot, which is inside the vagina, once the vaginal opening closes up, it moves to the next available orifice, which is the anus. That's why the prostate
Right.
is the male G spot.
Right.
So sumo wrestlers have balls up their ass.
No, inside. No, not up their ass. Where they're inside, like basically where they hang from. They can push it back up inside.
Oh my god.
So they just have like a sack, like an empty sack, and then they can like descend their testicles as well. I'm sure it's not a very comfortable feeling, but I know that's what they do. They can physically, and like,
I would just hate to walk
all
in
guys
on a
can.
400-pound guy pulling his sack out of his ass crack. Or somebody's
It's not his ass crack. It's inside your body.
Oh my god, that was the funniest thing that's happened at this podcast so far. Hayman. I need a second.
The ass crack ball sack.
Yeah, they have their balls shoved up their ass. Oh my god, so
That's
funny.
a long sack.
That is
I
funny.
gotta tell you, if you can extend it all the way to your asshole and then put it up your asshole.
Wow.
That's quite the hangers you got.
This, I gotta say, I was thinking earlier today about this podcast so far, and that all the rants are things that are like, all the guests that have come in are just saying shit that I already think about, and it's still good to have someone else say it, but I was thinking in my head, like, when is someone going to come in and rant about something that, like, is not on my radar at all, and that I just don't put much thought into, and, like, you have done that, sir.
That's why we need some diversity. Get some fucking different viewpoints in this goddamn world.
Amen.
Yeah, that was
Refreshing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Enlightening.
You're welcome, guys.
And, thank you for that. This is a banner episode of Come Rant With Me, and
Our balls just dropped, so to speak.
Boom.
Yeah, our Come Rant With Me's balls just dropped, motherfucker, out of our assholes.
That's right, guys. FOAD HP's in some truth in this motherfucker.
Cool, man. Thanks for coming in. What do you got? Anything to plug?
I have
Got any
a
shows
show.
coming up?
Yeah, I have a show with Carol Zocoli, who is also a comedian, and she's a superstar in Brazil. She's done like everything you can in Brazil. She's done late night. She was on Brazil SNL. She had Comedy Central Brazil up here, like doing stuff with her, and we're doing a little documentary on her. So her and I, we produced a show called Comedy as a Second Language, and it's we created it to give immigrant comedians who have English as their second language, a stage to perform on, because I'm sure it's not completely intentional, but there's still a very large portion of the comedy shows that go on that have an entirely white cast. So we wanted to give like a stage for immigrant comedians to kind of go up there and shine. So
But it's in English?
It's all in English.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all in English. And like English is my third language, it's her second language. We have comics who have English as their fifth language.
Wow.
So it's difficult. We have to learn this language, and then we have to learn how to be funny in this language.
Right.
And we have to be able to perform in this language. So it's tough work, and I feel like it doesn't get enough recognition. Cool. So our show is called Comedy as a Second Language. It's the fourth Friday of every month at Social Capital Theater, which is right by Broadview Station.
Oh, nice.
So this one is March 24th at 8 p.m. And we got Amish Patel. I don't know if you guys know who that is.
Sounds
but
familiar, yeah.
He's like pretty big. He's killing it. I think he's on Dino Dana on YTV. So he's doing well. And then we got Guled Abdi on that show, as well as myself and Carol Zocoli on that show.
Cool.
And then this Friday, so 2 nights from now, I'm going to be at Absolute Comedy at Yonge and Eglinton.
This will not be up by then, but people
Cool.
can look for it.
Cool.
Online.
You guys retroactively
That's
check out.
tomorrow,
Sure.
isn't it?
No,
Friday.
Friday. Yeah, 2 days from now.
Oh,
yeah, that's fine if it's not up from there. But have your viewers
It
check out that
happened.
club.
It was a great show, I heard.
It's fantastic. I'm really good. You guys should check
I heard
me
you
out.
were great in
I'm
it, man.
so good. Oh my gosh, I'm easily like top 10 percentile of up and comers in the city. So make sure you check that and check out that club, Absolute Comedy at Yonge and Egg, just north of Eglinton. It's an amazing comedy club. It doesn't get nearly enough
I live right near
recognition.
there. It used to be Yuck Yucks, and then it
yeah,
changed
is that what it is?
Absolute a few years ago.
Yucks moved to Richmond, I think in the 90s, and then it was a funeral home for a bit, and then Absolute Comedy,
It was a funeral home there?
Yeah, it was, but now it's back to
In
being
the
a comedy
90s,
club.
I can't believe it doesn't feel like I've been there that long.
Yeah,
ago.
Yuck Yucks has been at Richmond for like 20 years now.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
I recall shows there.
Absolutely.
But Absolute Comedy, check it out. Amazing club. Amazing. Yeah,
That's
so
one with
good.
the beaver logo, right?
Yeah, the platypus. Yeah, it's got
Platypus.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, close enough. It's
Just so you know,
Canada
it
should be a beaver.
Well, podcast people are driving around, so when they see that, pull over.
They
This is
do,
a
and
platypus.
like everyone sees those bus ads. Like Absolute does a really
That's
good
right.
job of having those bus ads. So if you're on the TTC, I'm sure you've seen their ad at some point.
Cool.
Definitely check out the club. Like it's amazing. I highly recommend it. Yeah.
Right
Cool,
on,
man.
man.
Cool. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. All
right.
Good
Such
time.
a pleasure, man.
Thank you guys.
Peace out.
Boom.
That was the FOAD HP episode, and all the sluts out there. I'm sorry. Whatever. And you can reach us at comerantpodcast@gmail.com. Come Rant Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The music's by Grays, a Toronto band. This has been an SG Audio Network production. Tune in next week. There's going to be more.